All right, guys, getting the whole engine warmed up a little bit. Y'all can see by the watercolor that she stained. Here in Virginia, I'm on Lake Gaston today. We've had, let me look around here a little bit, we've had plenty of water, rain here lately. It's rained all week, basically last 2 weeks off and on rain. Kerr Lake came up 7 feet above us. Kerr Lake's above Lake Gaston. It came up 7.5 feet this week. So it's going to be a tough day. We're going to have to use some baits that make some noise if we can't find them shallow on cover. Let's go see if we can find some bass on Lake Gaston. Guys, we found an acorn. This pig here found an acorn. This first bite I've had this morning, I've been fishing by the hour. I've tried all kinds of stuff. Look, he's got some kind of, looks like he's been bit there. He's got a bump on him there. Besides that, he's a nice bass. You know, I've been watching YouTube a lot lately because we've had so much rain. Let's let him go here. Go on, big boy. Let's see if we can keep this one on. We done lost the last two, haven't we? Guys, I moved down to a point, and this is where they should be. I've been fishing deep places, y'all have noticed. I'm in 12 foot, but I'm on a point. All right, oh, he's not a bad fish. Let's see if we can get him turned around here. There you go. Never touched the carp on his tail. All right, he's not a bad little fish. Hey, when the fishing's tough as it's been today, guys, you take any of them, right? He's about 12 inches. He's about 12 inches. Let's let him go here. Now, I'm still using a Yum Dinger. Like I said, I'm on this point, and this point gets shallow really fast. Do you know what gives it away that it gets shallow really fast? Is that buoy there with those black and white stripes. That's a danger buoy. It's a shoal marker. It means it gets shallow right there. From there to the bank, it's hardly no water at all, and it drops off out here on the end of it. It's one here, and it's one over there. On this next point over there, there's one. And it's a good place to fish where the channel comes in. Now, the channel's swinging here, right out here in front of us. So that's what I'm doing. I'm fishing points that the channel's coming close to. The ones before up here have been on banks that are wooded and stuff. I just happen to be in a little different area. But I've had 3 bites since I've stopped here, and I've made 5 casts. Now, some of it's the time of day, guys. I just looked, it's 2 o'clock. When the water gets cold like this and it's 55 degrees, and it was 35 last night, it's supposed to be 35 tonight, the bass will pull up and get in this 5, 6, 7 foot of water on these points close to deep water. That way they can get to the deeper water for shelter. And as the water warms and the sun is shining, they'll get up there. I'm gonna switch here in a minute to a jerk bait. I will fish this point good. Now, since I've got a bite here, I'm gonna fish a few different baits here. I'm gonna throw a shad type bait here, and I'm gonna throw a jerk bait here before I quit. And I might even throw a small crankbait or something yet. Go around the point one time. But I'm gonna fish from this dock around this other point here, down about 40 yards, since I've got a few bites here, and I see a fish every now and then on my depth finder. So that's what you do when you're fishing after some cold fronts and some rains. Is once you get bit, fish that area, because usually where there's one fish, of course I done had 2 bites and lost one and caught one. Where there's a few fish, and I'm seeing shad on my depth finder. You got to put all that together. You're seeing shad. I seen shad all the way down through here. I seen shad when I was running with my outboard and just watching the depth finders. I kept seeing shad. Now I'm hung up. I get that loose. And then when I finally stopped and cast, on the first cast I had a bite. On the second cast I caught one and lost it. On the third or fourth cast I caught a fish. So I know that there's more fish here. When you get a bite usually that fast, there's more here. I don't think this is a bass, guys. I think it's a striper. If it's a bass, it's a nice one. If it's a bass, it's a nice one. Ooh, he's taking line, he's taking line. D2 would want to work. He's pulling pretty hard, guys. Wish I could. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice fish. If he don't break me off under the boat. I hate when fish go under the boat. Seems like I do that a lot, don't I, guys? Pull back beneath the boat. It's the first place I want to go. Oh, it's a largemouth. Guys. That's a nice bass. Alright, guys, that's a nice bass. I mean, a nice bass. Let's see. A fluke? Fluke? Let's see what he weighs, guys. I don't want to hit that. I'm doing this as fast as I can. I'm doing this as fast as I can, guys, because Game Commission said the other day, don't keep them out of the water more than 30 minutes. Alright. Let's see what he weighs. I'm say he's going to weigh here we go. 7 pounds and 3 ounces. I don't think this one's as big, but I'll take anything I can get on a little tough, cold day. Well, it looks like it's pretty good size. Let me get my arm out of the way, guys. Now, he's just running around here. He's acting more like a catfish. A nice spotted bass, I believe. A nice spotted bass. I thought he was fighting awful hard. Them spotted bass, I'll tell you what. Oh, they fight hard. What do y'all think of that one, guys? That's a nice one. On the weekend before Thanksgiving, guys. All right, let's see if we can find one more like that. We might just go home. All right, guys, I'm gonna give y'all a summary here, but I've done that close up here. You see me catch that big fish? That's on medium. This is a medium heavy Spiralite rod. It's one of those rods that the eyes starting to spin around it. A Lews reel, 15-pound fluorocarbon. This is a shaky, just a wobble head. Got a blade here on it, makes it shake in the water. I got different brands of them. All right, and just get them on Tackle Warehouse, guys. They're not hard to find. That's called Sexy Shad. That's what I caught the big fish on, and I think the spot on. I had another one rigged up right here. This is Aaron Martin designed this head. It's just a white head, and I had a white bait on it. This bait, white, this is a armor shad. It usually does really well. I haven't caught it on it yet, but look, it's about 3:30, 3:45. I'm going to fish by another half an hour. If I catch another one, I'll put it on the video. I just want to do this before it gets dark, because once that sun starts going down, guys, it gets hard to see. And the small fish I caught, sun come out there now. It got bright. It got cloudy for a little bit, didn't it? The small fish I caught them on this is just a Bass Pro Shop Ned rig head's all it is. It's a mushroom head, and this is a 4-inch dinger, Yum Dinger. And I use dingers, I use Senkos, and I use the Z-Man TRDs. They all work. It just so happened I was throwing that, and on the couple of bass you're going to see, I was throwing a pumpkin seed color with a chartreuse tail. This is green pumpkin. But look, when the fishing's tough like that, it rained all week except till Friday. It rained Monday through Thursday. Kerr Lake, now I looked today, it's like 309, 308.5. It came up like 8 feet. The sun finally came out and was cold too. It was like 38 degrees during all this rain. So water temperature dropped to about 6 to 8 degrees. I think the reason I caught the big fish this evening is that the water's come back up to 57. It was 55, 54.5 this morning to 55. So it's worked back up a little bit today with the sun hitting it. Of course, it's still stained. That's why I'm in the Peel Creek area. The water's better here than it is on Poplar Creek. But guys, I hope it helps you. If you've never thrown a scrounger style head like that, you know, Lucky Strike calls her scroungers, but it's just a jig with the bill on it. So we call it a wobble jig, or our actual true name. People call them a scrounger, but that's a brand name. Check them out, guys. Try them. There's times that they work like any other bait. You got to figure out what bait to use at the right time. That's fishing. And sometimes y'all notice in my boat I have 8 rods laying out here. I have different baits on them, and I go back and forth between some of the different baits. Sometimes just to try to find out what mood the fish are in and get a pattern going. We call it a pattern. Do they want something moving? Do they want something still? Do they want something drug on the bottom? Do they want a different color? They're just like us. Sometimes we want cake, sometimes we want cake and ice cream. But guys, thank y'all for watching Fishing Lake Country. Appreciate you subbing. Appreciate the comments. I enjoy reading them. I try to get back to you in your comment. Leave a comment, leave a like, and stay tuned for the next episode of Fishing Lake Country. And we'll see you next time right here. My name is Dennis. See you next time on Fishing Lake Country.